study. During my first year in Seattle, I tagged along with a research group that studied the properties of distant galaxies, looking at the kinds of stars that they held and how those stars moved about. Then, for another year, I worked with a physics research group, building experiments to test alternative theories of gravity using a glass torsion pendulum. While these topics were interesting, and the professors were smart and engaging, neither project quite matched the romantic view that I had rattling around in my head for what I would study and where I would make my contribution to the volume of human knowledge. Eventually, one professor suggested I look into the new guy, Eric Agol, who had just been hired by the astronomy department. He was filling the spot vacated by the recently promoted dean. His work sounded sufficiently cosmology-ish, so I reached out. We exchanged a couple of emails, and sight unseen, we agreed to work together upon his arrival in the fall of 2003. From our emails, we already knew what my dissertation project would be, and it was awesome. We were going to make pictures of the supermassive black holes that are found deep in the centers of galaxies. At the time, there was talk in bigwig astronomy circles about imaging those black holes using a network of radio telescopes that spanned the globe. With our project, we would be poised to produce the first ever image of one, an incredible thought to consider as a graduate student. While I was thrilled with the plan, there was one small issue. I hadn't yet taken general relativity, a class about Einstein's theory of gravity, which would provide essential background information for researching black holes and their environs. So, to pass the time, my advisor outlined a different problem, a practice problem. It was a scenario he had discussed with a friend, relating to a recent discovery from a different astronomical discipline. Apparently, a couple of years prior, in the year 2000, astronomers had been observing the star HD 209458 and had saw the signal of an orbiting planet as it transited, or passed in front of the star. My advisor thought there might be interesting things we could learn about such planetary systems by looking at small changes in the motions of the planets. It was the first time such an event had been seen, and there were lots of unexplored questions that transiting planets might answer. Indeed, this entire area of astronomy was new to the scene. In late 1995, when Toy Story was showing on the big screen and Gangsta's Paradise first hit the airwaves, there were only 9 known planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and 51 Pegasi b. The last planet on that list, 51 Pegasi b, or 51 Peg, was the first planet discovered outside our solar system that orbited a star like the Sun. A pair of Swiss astronomers found it circling a star in the constellation of Pegasus, some 50 light-years, 300 trillion miles away. The planet had a mass roughly half that of Jupiter, or a bit more than Saturn, and the star it orbited was similar to the Sun in size, mass, and temperature. While the discovery of 51 Peg was clearly groundbreaking, most astronomers believed that with the right instrument and the right set of observations, the discovery of a planet orbiting a distant star, or an exoplanet, was just a matter of time. However, the astronomy community was still taken aback by the 51 Peg discovery, not because they didn't expect there to be other planets, and not because its discovery wasn't a major breakthrough, but because they didn't expect the planet to look like what was found. It was like some inexplicable creature had emerged from the swamp and knocked on our door. The presumption was that a planet with a mass in the range of Jupiter and Saturn would be similar in structure and composition to these gigantic bodies, mostly gaseous material with a rocky or metallic core. Unlike Jupiter and Saturn, which respectively take 12 and 29 years to orbit the Sun, 51 Peg orbits its host star every 4 days. In the solar system, no planet orbits that close to the Sun, and those that come nearest are dense, rocky planets with thin atmospheres. This planet circles its star at 1/10 the distance of Mercury.